Last night, me and Nick came out here trying to get the raccoons, and we got one. Came out here trying to get them, and nothing was coming out, so we walked around. The other side of the hay shed, we were trying some stuff, talking about what to do. Came back, and this sucker was sitting right up on those bells. Nick shot it from about right by that pile of strings. One shot, it fell down, flopped around for a couple minutes, and that's all that's left of it. Quite the hunting spree.
This is me again, and you just saw my raccoon, but you know how we've been working on the sheds and things, building them, and we got that one shed we were working on. We finished the tin and got it all welded up. We just need to get the loops bent and put them in, and they're ready to roll. But what we've been working on lately is, this is where the cows used to eat, right here, and we're getting low on battery. Sorry to not show you that. I'll show you in a minute. Well, this is just the southwest view of the house. And the stuff back here. One thing I wanted to show you is, here's Father swathing. And the swather we have is not normal. It's a mower disc type stuff. But one thing to be noticed is how fast Dad is actually going. Now Dad doesn't go as fast as you can go, he drives slow, so this could handle a lot more, this could go a lot faster than this. There's just a bunch of discs. There's probably about 8 or 9 discs that spin, they just spin around. They got about 3-inch teeth on each cylinder. So there'd be what, 24 knives or whatever. Anyways, that's what's cutting it, and then there's rollers that roll it, condition it and stuff. Anyways, back to the task at hand, what I was going to show you before. There is the old manger, and this center part we got busted out, and then you got some pretty things here. Those are all the lockups. The cement's got poured and everything, and what we did here is we got this rod fence here, and then there's 12-foot gates on either side, and then 16 footers, and then another 12 there. And then what we do when we're milking, like getting the cows out of here, just open up those 2 on both sides and lock them across, so they just make this alley right in the where the poop is. Anyways, that's how that all works. And then we just drive the feed wagon down here, and yeah, well, here's the lockups. They're pretty simple. There's a guy over in Lewiston that made them. They're just steel tubes up and down and little straps in and around. Then there's a rod here at the top, and where is one? Right. If you look right there, there's that little piece of stuff on there, and there's one over here, and all the way down. And what happens, well, them being called lockups, what we do is when we want them to get locked up, we undo this and turn it so that little knobby is on the top, and then when the cow puts her head in, she puts it in up top, and when she puts her head down to get food, this comes over, as you can hear him banging around. Then what happened is that knobby is actually right, my finger's on it right there. So when they try to put their head up, it goes back and it stops, and they're locked in. They can't get out until we turn this all up and they can all go out, or we can like individually release them if we want to. But that's how that works. We can come over here and watch. See, that one's up. See, there goes hers. Oh, yep, there we go. See one in action. And we need to get our four-wheeler back and put the snow blade on it so we can push this up a lot better than it is. There it goes. Should tip over any second. Come on. Maybe it's not going to tip over for us. Well, anyways. There we go. But, I guess what the cows are eating, it's called a total mixed ration, a TMR. It doesn't look like it's been totally mixed, and that's because the feed wagon we can't put all the hay in, so we have to put out just some long stem stuff. But here's a good look at it, what it is there's everything in there. There's well, hay, of course. There's cottonseed in there somewhere. Here we go. Cottonseed right there at the top. There's silage, corn silage. There's pellets. There's these rolled corn, which we're using in place of barley because it's cheaper, but it gives the same nutritional stuff. Corn distillers, some powder, and that's basically it. It goes in the feed wagon and then gets all mixed up really nice, and the cows extremely like it. But there's 160 feet of this manger on either side, and 80 cows can eat on one side. And then there's also stalls for the 80 cows on either side, so we can have room for 160 cows. But a lot of guys overload their herds by just a little bit, like 5%, so I don't know, 170, 80 or so. Anyways, but there's the turnaround right here. The feed wagon comes down and then you turn around and come back. But those houses right there are in Idaho. Right there. That sign right there is the Utah, welcome to Utah sign. And that sign right there, oh, as you can see, entering Franklin. Something Soil and Conservation District. That's Idaho. Anyways. Oh, if you ever see a Trails West trailer, that's the guy's house right there who owns the place. But, so this is what it all looks like, and this is what the vision has been for the last 10 years. But now it's done, and so it'll be a lot better to do breeding and all that stuff. The cows will all be able to eat all at the same time, We just need to get some water troughs right here and right here, and our shed that we did's done too, and all the gates are painted. They're all red and they all look the same, and it looks like we know what we're doing. But yeah, well, after I videotaped for a little bit, I started pushing up some of the feed and heard a odd beller, and so I came over here, and this heifer, she's a heifer, so it's the first time she's ever calved. She was in labor and only one of the feet were sticking out, so I started getting ready to pull it, and I couldn't see the other foot, so I stuck my hand in there about a foot and I couldn't find anything, and I knew the calf was big, so I called for Dad, and he came over and he had to push the calf back in and get the other leg. And so I don't know if you can see size dimensions, but that calf is jumbo. It is size jumbo, especially for this cow, because she's so small. And the calf got hip locked when we was pulling it. We had to come along on it, and she just hip locked for about 15 minutes. We couldn't get her out, and finally, after a bunch of moving around, she got out. So hopefully they're both alright and the cow's not paralyzed or anything like that. But it's a heifer calf, which is surprising after usually what happens is we get a big calf and you spend all that time doing it and you get a bull calf, so that's pretty useless. So, but it looks like the calf is doing pretty good, limbering around a bit, and the cow doesn't look like she's too ill, so hopefully all went well. And this is that one bull that I'd showed you before. He's gotten a bit bigger, and he's staying in this pen. We let him out during the day. And then there's the other ones over there. He just heard him bellowing like an elk. He's getting pretty mean, but we'll probably sell him. Dad says that one's not very effective. He's not potent, so we'll probably ship him to the beef center. So anyways, well, here's first crop hay. You can see the road goes right, and row goes to there, and there's another row, and another row, and yet another row. So there you have it. So yeah, and Dad just started cutting second crop. Holy cow! Whose new pickup is that? Huh.